Hello and welcome. I am Scarpalock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server. We're once again with Tiger Shrike, our Stalker, who's level 23. We have 4 million plus influence, and I've been doing some junk missions for Andrea Mitchell to try to get her to give me a story arc. Um, she gave me a mission to go to Strig Island and talk to Stephanie Peebles, who has a whole bunch of Strig Island stories that I'm not going to do at this point. Excuse me. Um, and she gave me a mission to come here. This is the entry to Siren's Call, which is a PvP zone. Not going into there. Then I talked to her again, and she wants to give me Wheel of Destruction Part 2, which is bizarre because we haven't done Part 1. But okay. She says, it looks like the Warriors are at it again. They've broken into a warehouse where the museum was storing next month's feature exhibits, and they're trying to steal paintings and stuff. So let's, or artifacts. So let's go get them. This is going to be on Talos Island. I want to point out that our missions, I have finally remembered, so our missions are set to +1. So we should be getting yellows and oranges rather than whites and yellows, and this should be no problem. Um, this character is doing awesome. We're going to get some red lieutenants, right? No. Yes, if they're +1, regular lieutenants are yellow. +1 lieutenants are... Sorry, we're going to get... Oh, no, if they're +2, right. +1 missions a lot of times give you +2s. So that means we're going to get some... we're going to be getting orange and red lieutenants. And red and purple bosses. So the boss fights are going to be rough. But I've taken out red bosses with this character, and when I was doing one of my street sweeping missions that I did not shoot video of the other day, yesterday or the day before, I actually took out a red lieutenant just on the street to see how it would go, and it was no problem. In fact, I think I was fighting 2 red lieutenants, and I took one out, like, pretty much almost one shot. And then, the other one was, just a bit of a fight. It wasn't too bad. I mean, we have so much healing now that we should have no problem. One of the things I like about this game is, super speed can be a pain with the vertical relief, but they do actually give you ways to get up. You just have to know where they are. So I do like that they did that. I mean, they clearly, after they got done designing the zone, they clearly went through and said, let's, with a running character, and said, let's find all the places where we need to get up and put a place like a dock or something there for you to get up onto. And they really did a pretty good job about that. So right now we got to stop the gang leader and rescue the artifact. And these guys, I did the notoriety buff last night, so these guys should be... I ran right past these guys, didn't I? That's one of the dangers of hide and super speed. This mission should be correct to +1 now. Sometimes when you first change it, like if I were to change it right before we walked in the door, it might not register, but but it should be registering now. Wow, these warriors aggro from a much longer distance than everybody else, it seems like, because I feel like nobody else would have aggroed to me that far away, other than maybe a sniper, like a nemesis, which you don't fight until you're in your 30s. Alright, so we're looking for the artifact, and we're looking for the gang leader. So should we go through and just find it? I don't think we have to rescue any hostages. Oh, but I want to fight this guy. I so want to fight this guy. So this is a red lieutenant. Let's see how we do, guys, with our buffs. Fully slotted assassin strike. Almost one shot. Look at that. Red lieutenant did nothing to me. Now, if there's 2 red lieutenants together, you're going to be in for some possible pain. Now, the reason we weren't able to one-shot him is because he's a warrior, and they seem to have about 20% lethal resistance. I almost wanted to say slashing resistance. Oh, I need to use these green inspirations. They don't really do anything for me since we have these powers. And look how fast Reconstruction's recharging. So one of the things we have to be careful of as we run through these missions, if we just skip everything, right? One of the things we have to be careful of is we will not get enhancements from the kills, right? We'll just get experience. And we need enhancements to sell them so that we can make information. Now, it's not a big deal now, right? Because we're just flush with cash. But if we do this, if we just run through the mission constantly through every single spawn and don't fight them, we are going to have a problem later on with, you know, not having collected enough loot, right? Because the loot... Who hit me? Oh, he must have hit me back. That's weird. They don't usually do that. The loot is what you sell to get extra influence, right? So we definitely don't want to just blow through the entire thing, but we don't have to fight every single guy if we don't want. And I'm definitely going to bias toward fighting lieutenants, because lieutenants give you better influence to experience ratio than minions, right? So if you look, you get well, we have patrol XP right now, I think, but normally you get more influence for a lieutenant than you get in experience, right? And you certainly get... This looks weird. This used to be double? No? I don't know. You can see what the original used to be. Originally, it would have been 94 experience to kill a minion, a +1 minion, and now it's 135. That's the buff that they did after issue, I don't know, 8 or something. When people were complaining that the leveling at the low level game was too slow and that it was too much grinding. So now this is interesting. That's a patrol over there. So I'm going to have to let them go. I hear a glowy. Let them go far enough. Now see, that should not be aggro range. But I don't know if it's going to be, because the warriors seem to aggro at a longer distance. Look at that. Almost completely took him out. So now that we know there's a patrol walking around, and we want to take them out so they don't bother me later. There we go, that's one. You can see, +2's no problem for this character. There we go. Oh, there's the boss. Darn, he's only... Well, he's +1. That's fine. Alright, so let's do a little extra damage to him because they have damage resistance. So this will just basically negate that. And you can see we got half his hit points down. And then we knocked him down, right? So he gets like one shot at you and he's down to like 25% hit points. Which is awesome. And that takes him out. Look how easy that was, guys. Man, we don't need all these greens. I gotta remember not to use... My instinct is to hit Reconstruction or Dull Pain. Because what you may as well use them, you've got them. But, Alright, so now we got... Oh, stop the gang leader and his crew, so that means we've got to take out everybody, I guess. So we're gonna have to go back. It may just be these guys in this room. Sometimes it is when it says crew. It's not necessarily defeat all. But a lot of these, and I've got to get used to this now again, a lot of the Paragon City storylines, especially the originals like Wheel of Destruction, are defeat all in every mission. Although some of them are just click the glowies. I really do like this storyline, though. It's cool. So it starts with the artifact, and then you find out they're trying to assemble this thing called the Wheel of Destruction and summon somebody from the Banished Pantheon or something. It's pretty cool. Now, ordinarily, after missing an Assassin Strike like that, I would wait for it to recharge, but this is one of these things where I know I'm recording, and I don't want to make you guys sit there and watch nothing happening on the screen while I'm waiting for Assassin's Claw to recharge. So I don't do that. 31 hit points instead of 34, so that's only like 10% resistance. Maybe the lieutenants have more. They probably do. I mean, they're also more resistant because they're lieutenants. Right, so they take less damage because they're lieutenants. And then, of course, they'll take less damage if they're +1 or +2 to you. Look at that. Almost all the way down to nothing. Yep, so it was this room that it wanted us to take guys out of. We have not gotten any, interestingly enough, any enhancements this mission. Yeah, I noticed, one thing I noticed happening on Homecoming, we'll see if it happens here, is after like 40th level, I just stopped getting enhancement drops. It just started being all salvage. Now, it may be that the players asked for that, right? They may have said to the developers, look, we don't need enhancement drops anymore, and we'd really rather have recipes and salvage, and maybe they tweak the percentage chance that a loot drop is going to give you enhancement versus salvage or recipe. I thought when they put this in live, when they first did the auction house and the salvage and the recipe stuff, that these things were independent. That when you got a drop, if it was a salvage, it wasn't in place of an enhancement. But they may have changed that either in live or on Homecoming, so I just don't know. We'll have to see what happens as we get up into the 30s and 40s. So, the clue was a piece of the Wheel of Destruction. So she says, this is a piece of Wheel of Destruction. Interesting. I wonder how many more pieces there are. Now it's the Wheel of Destruction Part 1? That's weird. Didn't we just do Part 2, guys? Go back and watch the video. This is very strange. One of my heroes found a broken piece of stone while he was stopping a Banished Pantheon plot. It looks familiar, and I need to know more about it. Can you take the artifact to Azoria? I'm the hero who found the broken piece of stone. This is very strange. This is buggy. Alright, we need to go to Atlas Park. So I'm going to do this the quick way. We're going to go to Ouroboros. It's going to give us another contact. So this is a place that's sort of outside of time that allows you to do flashback missions and go back and do like lower level stuff, which we can certainly do. But the advantage of coming here now is because you can click on this and go somewhere else, like Atlas Park. And then we don't have to run all the way through Independence Port and run, go to the train station and all that. We just immediately teleport there. Now, it just puts you kind of randomly in the middle of the zone. There's some spawn point for each zone. So it's not like necessarily exactly where you want to be, but it's pretty close. And now all we got to do is go inside and talk to Azoria. And one of the things I don't remember, so let's take a look. We got 1400 XP and 1400 influence for the mission. And I don't remember if the non-combat missions give you the same XP. Where did you find this? It appears to be one of the pieces of the Wheel of Destruction. You are meant to keep this, Tiger Shrike. Do not question me. Many villains in Paragon City would kill to have this. So we got no XP for that. So I guess they don't give you any for that. If Azoria says you're meant to hold it, then you are. From the looks of it, there are at least 2 more pieces of the Wheel of Destruction. What? Now we're on part 4? This is very strange. I just found out why the Tsu tried to steal that piece of Wheel of Destruction from you. They didn't try to steal a piece from me. Am I supposed to get ambushed? Let's go outside and see if we're supposed to be ambushed. This is very weird. I have never seen this before, guys. This is completely bugged. This was supposed to be... We were supposed to talk to her and then go do the artifact. Let's get out of here and see if we're going to get ambushed. Because they're not going to ambush us in here, and if they do, it could hurt a low-level guy. Let's just get over here. Sometimes when you zone, it ambushes you. Maybe I effed it up by going to Ouroboros, but I don't think so. Let's try zoning. We don't have a mission from her. Let's just go to Talos Island and see if we get ambushed. Trying to trigger the Tsu ambush. They were supposed to try to take it from me. This is very weird. Guys, I've never seen anything like this. I'm glad I'm recording this. Because I feel like if I just told people what was happening, they'd be like, oh, you forgot what part you were on or something, or you were confusing it with a different character. No. This started with part 2. Then became part 1, and then became part 4, and skipped part 3. So let's see if we get ambushed here. I don't know. Nope. I found out why the Tsu tried to steal that piece of the Wheel of Destruction. They already have the other piece. Go get it. Okay, well, I don't know. They didn't try to steal a piece from me, but let's hope this will get it back to the way it's supposed to be. And I don't know. Like, if I had abandoned a mission, if I had maybe even logged off. I haven't logged off during this session. You know, I've even stopped filming. I mean, I don't know what's going on. If I had... is it maybe because of the mission difficulty? That can't be. It can't be. I mean, that mission difficulty's been in for years. Yeah, no, I don't think it could be that. I haven't logged off. I didn't do one of these things where you call the contact and you say, just complete this mission. I don't want to do it. I didn't abandon the mission. You guys have watched every minute of this. So I don't know what's going on. We're going to fight the Tsu now. No problem, as you guys saw in the previous episode. We can just one-shot the sorcerers. The red ones might live through the first shot, but we'll get them with focus. And these guys will be no problem at all. The main trouble you have with Green Ink Men is that they do have Mez, like a stun, on their hits. And if you fight 3 of them at once, and they're all hitting you at once, they can overcome your Mez defense. But because we're going to assassinate one, and we're only going to be fighting 2 at a time, it won't be a problem for us. Look at this. They got this... I don't like this, that they tell you where it is right from the beginning of the mission. That's very spoilery. Nobody down that way. Yeah, so if you fight, say, 3 orange ink men, with their chance to hit you and everything increase because they're +2 to you, and they all hit, that can really do a number on your Mez defense, right? Because like if they're each doing a 3 mag, and 3 of them hit, that's 9 mag. Or if they're each doing a 2 mag and you get 4 hits, boom, 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 right away, because they hit very fast. That can cause a problem. But if there's only 2 of them, they won't pile up the hits enough to stun you through your Mez protection, usually. It's tougher with reflex, right, because we only have like a few % defense, and each one of those has a stun component to it. Right, you see what's flashing with their little red flashing up there. Did I just get another tip? Oh, no, I got a relic. Okay. And there's a sorcerer. Let's see if we need build up to take him out. Yep. So he's going to be a pain now. But he will come back to try to heal this guy. Or maybe not. When he comes back, we'll kill him. There he is. There we go. Now these guys, even with a build-up, we probably won't one-shot them. Because they're +2. And they have resistance. Oh no, we did. Excellent. That means we can one-shot the sorcerers with a build-up as well. And you can see why it's really important to have that build-up working. I mean, one of the things we really need to do is get this on a 3 slot as fast as we can. So this is the problem at this level. There are so many powers that need to be 3 and 6 slotted, and you only get 2 slots every other level. So it's not until the 30s when you finally get enough slots. Yeah, these guys, the green dragon, or the green inkmen, they seem to hit an awful lot. There's a banished pantheon fighting with the Tsu. Interesting. Yeah, we basically need to get build up so that we can pair it with Assassin's Strike to open every single battle if we can. Especially if we're going to be fighting, you know, +2s, +3s eventually. We're going to need that damage to take them out and one-shot the lieutenants. Because you can see, without that Assassin's Strike power, it takes a lot of hits to take these guys out. Now that will change once we start getting the damage enhancers on our powers. And you can see from our kills we've gotten a bunch of loot. No enhancements though. Interesting. And clue. So we now have 3 pieces of the Wheel of Destruction, and it all began when we encountered broken pieces of stone. Okay. These missions are really short. I feel like I remember them being longer with the scrapper, but maybe it's just the way the character plays. We didn't really skip stuff in there, I don't think. We did skip one section of the warehouse, I guess. And part of that's just because it told me where the safe was. Now we're doing part 3? This is so messed up, guys. After calling around, I found another piece of the Wheel of Destruction. The CEO of Vorheit Industries is using it as a conversation piece in his office. So we need to go collect that. By the way, I want to point out, so this is an original story arc, right? If you go back and watch the videos where I was talking about the way the stories are written in, where am I going here? This way? Where I'm talking about how the stories are written in the newer arcs, right? This is original to the game. This is vanilla City of Heroes, original to I'm just trying to avoid having to run around too much and make you guys watch that. This is original to the game. It was there in live. It was there in launch. It was there in April of 2004. And you can see that the storyline is interesting and involved, and it will get really cool as we go. But her dialogue is just a short paragraph, right? You don't have these big, long walls of text where the character isn't really doing anything to explain the mission to you, and just blathering. So I really feel like these missions are much better done, and the story content is much better also. That's my opinion. Now, on the other hand, you could argue, and this would be a fair comment, that as soon as I got to Paragon City, I had to buff the difficulty, right? But I might have had to do that in Pretoria anyway if we had SOs, which I don't know if you can even buy in Pretoria. One shot the Death Shaman. That makes our lives very easy. So now we need to obtain the artifact that we already have, guys, because one of them is this. I don't know which one it is. So I don't know what's going on. Now this probably won't one-shot him. Yeah. But you can kill him fast enough. These dry chambers are basically corpses, like the Vajalok, but they're not quite as disgusting, and they're much more interesting and cool. They have these, like, old school rifle, not rifles, but like muskets that they shoot at you, which is really interesting. So we got an avalanche shaman over here. One shot him. Okay. Oh, there's more guys over there, but let's take this guy out. Oh shoot, I interrupted it. And I was just about to say, you gotta make sure not to click this too fast or you'll interrupt it, and I clicked it too fast. Yeah, you can't queue up other powers while the Assassin Strike is going, because it's an interruptible and it will interrupt. So that's going back. Okay. I don't know which way to go here, so we'll just go. That's cool, you can even hear the drum beats. I don't believe these animations were in the original game. I may be wrong about that. I think those are added later. Okay, there's a guy. Ooh, Red Khan. So he definitely won't go down in one shot because I don't have build up. But so one of the things these guys can do is summon, and there it goes, and I couldn't stop him. Even with assassination, I could not stop the guy. They're almost impossible to stop from summoning. No matter what you do, and we saw that on my scrapper, it's almost impossible to stop them from summoning unless you, like, say if you're a controller or something and you know, hit them from range with a hold, and then you stack it to keep them held. But as a Stalker, if you don't one-shot them, you're never going to kill them fast enough to stop them from summoning. I really don't need all these heals. Let's just start getting rid of some of them. Like, we just don't need them. Wrong way? This way. Oh, there's a Death Shaman. Now this guy, yep, he's going to summon again too, because I don't have build-up ready. You try to get him with the knockdown, but he's already summoning, I think. Oh, no, I did stop him. I was able to stop him that time, but they're very hard to stop from doing that summon of dead things. Alright, so we are done with level 1. There could be up to 5 levels in this mission. I don't remember if there are. Okay. Yep, this guy's going to probably summon. I missed him. If I could have knocked him down, maybe not, but yep, there he goes. Very hard to stop him. You basically have to be perfect. If anything misses or just doesn't, you just don't kill him in time. There's another salvage. We're getting a lot of salvage and no invention, no enhancements. You know, guys, I wonder. No, I was gonna say I wonder if it's setting the mission difficulty up that does it, but it can't be because it didn't. I didn't stop getting enhancements on my scrapper immediately. It took into the 40s. So I don't know. Now avalanche shamans aren't quite as annoying because they don't summon anything. Oh, I missed him. Well, okay, now he's going to be annoying because he's going to debuff me. Look at that. He's debuffing my recharge time by 61%. Alright, let's get out of this thing. Gosh. Can I not get out of it? I guess I can't. but we can kill him. There we go. And then you. So yeah, I guess we'll have to keep an eye on these enhancements and see what's going on, whether they drop or not. That's an inspiration we don't need. We really do not need all these heals. Must have gotten too close to them before I hit up. Let's get out of the hurricane. And I will say, they are smart enough to run to you when they have hurricane up to try to keep you in the debuff field. And he's pretty much got me in it. Ugh. Got him. Yeah, that debuff is pretty awful. You definitely want to stay out of it. Come on. It's always so annoying when they have this tiny little sliver and you miss them twice. Or 3 times or whatever. And it's like, come on, you got this little sliver of life. There we go. I hear the glowy. Oh. And that is the boss. Or sort of boss. But he's a lieutenant, so he's not going to do anything to me, really. There he goes. And that takes care of him. There's an enhancement. Single origin magic. And there's the artifact. That's probably the end of the mission. Nope, we gotta defeat his coven, so there must be somebody still around here. Yep. My guess is this will be it, unless there's somebody upstairs in this section. Nope, that's it. Mission complete. And head out. Oh, we are very, very close to 24, aren't we? No, we got a bulb and a half. I'm not gonna subject you to that today. We'll do that next time. I'm gonna go sell stuff, and we don't have any orange salvage. We don't have any special recipes, do we? Temporary power, no. So I'm just gonna sell everything, and we'll be back with more. Before we do that though, let's talk to Andrea. We get a clue. Okay. From part 3 now. So now we are disturbed by the awesome power of the wheel. We located 2 more pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So now if we contact her, what's she going to give us? Part 5. Okay, so now hopefully we'll go in order. Alright guys, I don't know what happened with that. But we'll try that next time. Until then, I am Scarpalock, and this has been City of Heroes Rebirth.